Yeah, pressed.
Yeah, thank you, Deepta. Because when you started out, I really wondered, has she understood what I was trying to say? Because I didn't do anything to my family for them to react to me like that. So I listened. And then when you mentioned Kama, Krodha, Moha, and you explained expectations, that is when it clicked. So while I was listening all the while, and I was still, there's this back talk happening in my mind that their expectation is something very different. And, maybe they want me as a money machine. So that is what is happening at the back of my mind. And then when you said expectation, it struck home that from my side also there is expectation.
Yes.
And that realization made me, like almost shift. The shift kehte hain, Thaddeus,
Ha.
that shift happened. So
That's why
thank you. I don't know. I don't know if the other people understood what is going on here, because I was seeing their faces and they are like, "Abhi kya ho raha hai? What is going on?" But I think when you go through that experience, they will pick up the benefits, because our mind is such that आगे पीछे जो भी चल रहा है ना, at that correct time in life, the brain will give us that message.
That's why I stopped there at expectation, because I knew what would have happened in the morning, why you would have got disturbed. But directly when we tell, it won't be understood, because we are egoistic. Kama, Krodha, Moha, Mada. The next one is Mada. That is ego. So we will not accept our faults, but we are ready to pinpoint the faults of others. So from today, see the goodness or the strengths of others and see the mistakes of yourself. By doing this activity today, you will be able to understand how to solve your problem. And the next one is Mada Matsarya. Matsarya means selflessness. When we expect, when we do anything, it is the selfishness what it comes into. When it is selflessness, then we will be ready to serve. When we do anything, if they want money, you will do it, give it to them. If it was breakfast, you will do it, give it to them. If it was time, you will give it to them. If it was coaching, you will give it to them. Whatever you can, you will just selflessly give to people around you first, so that you'll be able to give everybody else. Useful, Linda? Everybody else, give a high five to Linda for sharing and opening up courageously about her situation for the day, so that we all got a learning about the renowned subject, which is very deep, can't be explained in few minutes. How are you feeling now, Linda?
Top, feeling good.
We want
Thank you,
energy
Deepta.
pull in, so that, because today's topic is emotions, when we are fully in, not into our thoughts outside, only then we will be able to receive more, understand, get the knowledge. Otherwise, the knowledge would not be absorbed. It would be other side. So I wanted to open up that so that you receive the knowledge. Thank you, friends, for being with us when I was able to coach Linda. Was it useful? Give me a thumbs up if it was useful. Thank you. So now let's move into the topic, today's topic, which is emotion. What are you feeling when you see this box. This is our life. This is our organs. These are our elements which is present within us. These are our emotions which we go through day in and day out. Which one do you have? Which emotion you are most resonating with? Type into the chat box for me, please. Worry and anxiety. Vivek, Shailaja, all awesome. Reena, anger and worry. Nishita, worry and anxiety. Anybody else wants to participate? Sunita, fear. How much of your fear has worked upon, Sunita? Messages, how much it was and how much has it reduced? Cute as yesterday. I said spicy food craving, air, lung, large intestine. And I'm not sad or depressed. I will 50% reduced after the treatment. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. So let me address now to Reena. Reena, can you please unmute yourself?
Sure, Deepta. I just had this, I won't say doubt that in the moment I saw this table, the first thought that came was element air, right? So yesterday's learnings was because I was craving for spicy food. Spicy food is an air element. So I kind of happened to correlate that here. So I'm not sure I shouldn't do that maybe, but because element was air, and then I saw, okay, lung and large intestine, but sadness and depressed, I'm not. If I see today's subject and this table, I would say I have, I worry or I have anxiety, there's something coming, or yes, underlying anger. So in that case, if I see it's earth and wood, so that's where my query was.
Thank you, Reena, for asking this question, because that clarifies doubts for everybody else. Those with the taste, which system will ask when it needs that elemental energy.
Okay.
These are different from that. When you are feeling sad, when you're crying, when you're depressed, these are the connection with emotions. When you're having those emotions for few minutes, then that doesn't harm the element. It just goes into a disturbed state. But when you're crying, or there are many people who are depressed for many days or months, so what will happen to their organ, which is lungs and large intestine, is that goes down in energy, because the elemental energy goes down. It is in the disturbed state because of an emotion. When air element is not having not there in a balanced state, then what happens? All the other organs need all the 5 elements energy. Then all the organs are depreciated with that energy for those days. What happens with that is, for example, the lungs, when it goes reduced with its energy, the oxygen supply doesn't happen properly. When the oxygen supply is not there, the heart cannot pump the blood. So the push in the system is not happened. the reach of this elemental energy is disturbed in all the other organs too. So the energy of the system goes down. Let us take 15 days of Ekadashi. Why the traditional rishis or munis or renowned people have kept? Because when we are sad, just a minute. Sorry, friends. I had prepared a salad and kept it. I had not delivered the message to my mother-in-law as to what spices to be added, because I do it each day differently. So she was confused whether what this is going to be, what taste it has to be. So my husband was asking me with that. Thank you.
That's it.
For it. So the energies, when it gets into a disturbed state, all the energies in the organs come into a reduction, and there is a imbalance in our energies. So the overall vitality of our system comes down. When the vitality is come down, if at all any eliminations has to happen or any cleansing has to happen, it doesn't happen in the right way, because the vitality would have come down. The seasonal shifts, what the nature has given us, is a gift, because at that time, the energies, the panchabhutas in the nature will absorb even in our system. It tries to balance outside in the same way our system also tries to balance. That's the reason we get any viral infections or viral fever during the change of season, because our energies have been lifted at that time. And whatever the process, whatever the healing, whatever the elimination has to happen, it starts happening at that time, because our immunity has been raised. So from today, will you think it's a viral infection, or will you allow the system to do its work? What we have to do, type into the chat box. Will you allow, or will you take medication for that? Accept and allow. Thank you, Reena. Will allow. If we don't allow, what would happen is the blockages because of our emotions, whatever has occurred in the system, will further go ahead and stay there as it is. The blockages would not be cleared. The elimination, when it's not happened, it would not be cleared. Let me take an example here. We would have had plumbing pipes in our house. There is a tap, in water is flowing whenever we construct a new house. After a few years, there is a little bit of blockages. We call the plumber, we take help of him, and if at all there is immediate requirement, he blows some extra effort, blower, he gets the blower and cleans the pipe. If that's not happening, if even then the water is not flowing, what will he do? He'll get an acids and pour it and relieve or open it up. What will happen? The rusted areas or whatever the dust has been accumulated, it burns and clears it off. In the same way, our system elimination process like cold, cough, or fever, which increases the temperature of our system, does to our system. It cleanses and releases out of the body. We have known that there is a lot of fruits which comes in season wise. Let me take an example of oranges. Whenever oranges come, there are most of people even be suffering from cold or cough. So what we do? We are scared. This may aggravate, or I may get into cold and cough, and I stay away from this fruit, right? But that fruit is the nature's gift to cleanse your system. It is an acid for our system. It is a citric fruit which cleanses all your lungs and opens up and throws away all the waste and pushes into the large intestine and cleans it, comes out of the system. Like this, the gut health is very important for us to take care. For gut health, which is the king of the fruit, can anybody guess? Type it in the chat box, whatever is your guesses for gut health. Which all fruits we have? Reena, papaya. Anybody else? Grapefruit. Nishita, thank you. Anybody else? Musambi, apple, grapes, papaya, orange, berry fruits, musambi. Yes, musambi is another fruit which can be taken at any time to cleanse. The most important fruit, which is the king of the fruit to help this large intestine to clean, is pineapple. So pineapple, when you eat, when you feel that there is a lot of discomfort or constipation in your system, you eat a pineapple, allow it, and see how the system just cleanses it off. You will be coming out of your constipation as fast as possible, but you should be able to understand that eating a fruit or drinking a juice, the way we have seen yesterday, you should be doing like that. And if you want to come out of constipation or help the system, you can drink pineapple juice or eat a pineapple and allow the system, not after half an hour, don't eat any food or vegetables. Wait, allow it till the next hunger and then consume it. Is it helpful? How to cleanse your gut? Make a note of them and use them. So the sadness.
I have one question. Like people say you have a combination of vitamin C, E, and other fruits, like different colors fruits you should eat. Like fruit salad you should eat. You should not eat one fruit like commonly like people have like banana only they eat. Like, so what I used to do it, I used to have some black colors of fruit, berry fruits. Then I mix with orange, then some white, like you can say apple. So I use a different combination of fruits. Like I used to eat fruit salad because people said कि एक fruit अपने को ज़्यादा benefit नहीं करता है body.
Actually speaking, fruits are richest in minerals and vitamins. So if we have to reduce or help the system, we have to take one type of a fruit. And as I've explained you how to have your meals, the second meal before that, we are going to have one more fruit, right? So there's another type of a fruit. So each day you can have 2 fruits, and then the next day you can change, the next day you can change. So you can have, or if you want to have more types of varieties of fruits, what you can do is breakfast. I heard that you were doing a fruit diet. So what you can do is eat a fruit, after 20 minutes or half an hour, another fruit, and again after half an hour, another fruit, to give the best absorption of the system. The brain understands and produces the enzymes according to what we have eaten. So one type, it can absorb better than 3 varieties. That's the reason whoever is known their system, they would recommend not too many varieties of food. It should be lesser varieties. It should be even in your lunch or breakfast, it should be maybe 2 or 3 varieties, not more than that. Even in the fruit, better than junk is fruits. So once in a while, you can eat a fruit bowl. Body can absorb and give you all the nutrients and vitamins. But the best method to follow is one type of a fruit. And the combinations are, like, for example, citric should not be mixed with the thick fruits like banana or mango or chiku. The citric should be taken separately, like watermelons, muskmelon, or grapes, pineapple. All those should not be mixed with pineapple, banana, chiku, or mangoes. The combinations of mango, chiku can be done. Mango, banana can be done. I make fresh ice creams at home. What I do is I take ripe bananas and then take 2 chikus or mango, grind with few dates. Check the taste. And if we want thicker or creamy, if we put little bit of coconut milk or almond milk, soak it and grind it and mix it with this cashew and freeze it for 6 hours. Then ice cream is ready, homemade. Whenever my son wants ice cream, he just comes and tell me, Mama, today this ice cream. He wants chocolate. So what I do is I add a little bit of cocoa powder, which is organic, which is not having a lot of pesticides or preservatives into it. And I mix some portion of that so that he's out of his cravings. Is the question answered, Vivek?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Deepta,
Thank
if
you.
you can just repeat the combination of fruits to be eaten. I took down as mango, chiku, banana. You were saying about the citrus. Can you tell the combos?
Citrus, don't make the combos. Drink separate. Orange
Okay.
separate. Musambi separate. Grape separate. Watermelon.
What about banana and papaya? Because I usually have that because
Banana
it's
and
also
papaya can be combined. But don't take
together.
same fruit every day.
Yeah.
Same fruits every day. As Vivek said, we should have all colors. Yes, we should have all colors, but go for seasonal fruits.
Right.
Every season has different set of fruits. And in South India, there is little bit of changes in the seasons and the fruit structure. So there should not be there cannot be a common diet pattern. It should be according to the nature outside. The outside Panchabhutas are same as within us. That's the reason in South India, we grow rice. In North India, we grow wheat. So the food what easily digests is wheat in North India, but in South India, it's rice. Because of the humid, the elimination through sweat happens a lot. So if they eat rice, they will be feeling hungry faster. If they eat wheat, they would be fine for 5-6 hours. In South India, if we eat wheat more, we will not be hungry for 8 hours if we don't use extra burning. But if we are going and burning, our work and everything gets disturbed. We can focus on burning only for few months or days and not always. So learning the secrets makes our life easier and helpful too. Once in a while, it's fine, but every day is what we should take care of. I tried chapati and flopped. A totally rice person. Enjoy the rice. Go for unpolished rice, as I explained it yesterday. Once in a while, even polished rice is fine if at all you're connected with the taste. Slowly, your goal should be to eat unpolished rice. When you're tasting the foods, this unpolished rice, I started using from 6 years Rajmudi rice. So the taste of that rice is much more than Sona Masuri. So when you relish the taste, you will know the difference of each taste. I started using Java Godi from few months. the taste of that too is much more and better than the regular wheat. But if we have to prepare parotas, the regular wheat is better. If we have to prepare the normal puris or chapatis, you can use Java Godi. Try it, taste them. Both of them is fine, but with bran. Brown rice, which do you like, Nishita?
Actually, I started using Rajamudi rice. That was nice. Now I'm using brown rice, but the taste and the smell is not that good.
Eat what you love to eat. Don't force yourself to eat which is good for your system. The right way of eating is important rather than what you are keeping in your plate. So focus on that roots rather than thinking this will help me to cleanse or give more nutrition or better energy. It's a myth. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm actually too much of deviating today. I'll just try to complete this subject. So when we have, there are many people who would be having, see, for example, Sunita said she has fear, but she has even wheezing. Yashaswini, do you want to speak? Do you have any question?
Yes, Dita. I wanted to know if Java Godi, it is also a wheat, so we can consume it daily. Because in my home, there is always a cribbing for roti only. They want at least once in one meal should be roti for them.
Yesterday, you missed a major session, which I covered all the diet structure and pattern, why we have to do, what we have to do. And
can I get the recording of that?
Yeah, I'll see, because it's a big file. It will,
Okay.
I just need time because I'm not a good person in this. We'll try and fix it and share.
Okay. Yeah, that would be helpful, Dita. Yeah. So, fine.
Yes.
So, and Jowar, I wanted to check with you. Is Jowar good for this one, daily diet?
Can take, but not every day, because you are living in South India, because you are living in Bangalore.
Yeah.
Wherever it is being grown, there eating every day would help. The way of eating is more important. If you want to eat one meal and live, then you can eat Jowar every day. You'll not be hungry if you are eating in the right way.
Okay.
Emotions, what you will have to focus on. So now let's move into the topic. Thank you, Yashaswini.
Sure, sure.
So Sunita told that she has fear and she had even wheezing, right? Yesterday she explained her story. She was fearful, because of which she was suppressing her emotions. She was not expressing. When she is not expressing, she was crying inside, suppressing all her emotions within. So what two elements will disturb there, which is water and then air, both. And moving on, what will happen? Suppressing leads to anger. So all the frustrations, when she's holding it within, her wood element, which is liver and gallbladder, also starts getting disturbed. Overall energy in the system starts falling down. That's the reason she didn't had energy at all. Now, when she has come out of medications and worked upon 50% of fear, now she's open enough she's not sad anymore. That's why she's feeling that energy within. Are you able to understand with that example? And this energy and emotion, how is it connected to organs? You're getting it?
Can we get this slide, Dipta, because we forget it. We tend to forget this. So
Sure. But
thanks.
in this slide, don't introspect or percept in a wrong ways and lead into more problems. I shall share this slide. You can even Google it up. You will find it. Emotions and its connection with organs, you will find it. But I'll share this slide with you all. Okay. When you see people having kidney stones, it's directly understood that they have a lot of fear. If you see pimples on people's face, we can understand that they have anger in them. And there are few things, like for example, if there is a pain in their hip, that means to say they have worry a lot. And one emotion doesn't only disturb that organ. Slowly, if that is going on, it disturbs all the other organs. That is what I want to help you understand with. We should learn each and every emotion. We should introspect each and every emotion. And we should balance them for us to live disease-free in our lifetimes. Otherwise, till we have achieved this, we should allow the acute diseases. Are you clear now? Why in ancient days, Gurukul system was first started at 8 years of age of a male child? Because when a male child goes and becomes a learned and sees his passion, learn everything, when he comes home, there is no need for other people to go study, because he was an example for others. Children can see and learn. That's the reason our elders are much stronger in their emotions. The previous generation were much more stronger. Like that. Are you able to connect it now? So that's the reason today each and every person should be educated, and spirituality is a need of the hour. It's not becoming a sannyasi or a yogi. It's becoming to progress towards disease-free and happiness till the end of your life. Old age is not a disease age, actually speaking. If we understand the combinations and know how it disturbs our system and learn to keep it in a balanced state, then even at the old age, we will be fit and fine, and with full energy, we will be able to do trekking and come back and die. The olden people were knowing when is their last breath. How did they know? And we don't know that we have congestion in our chest, or there is little bit pain, but what is the problem in our organs? When they were knowing when is their last breath, at least first step, can't we percept ourselves, know which organ is getting low in its energy, which emotion I have to work upon and reach my state in a balanced way, so that I become an example in my house and others see, get inspired and follow, become healthy, relationships become better, and life becomes easier because you will be in calm state. That's when your olden days, you will not be dependent, or you will not help your children or expect your children to take care of you and your health. They will live their life and you will be an example to show them the right way of living. Is this a need of the hour or no? Give me a thumbs up if it is the need of the hour. So each and every emotion, you should sit and introspect each day. Why do I have a worry? Sometimes it would be because of fear of death. Sometimes it is because of our selfishness. Sometimes it is because of our ego. Sometimes it is because of our desires, which is not getting fulfilled. So when we know what we want, only then our journey becomes easier. We are worrying, we are fearing, but we are not knowing what is that route which I want to have in my life. So each and every person should go deeper and understand what is their purpose of life. That is the last step maybe. But today, when you sit and do this activity and understand, in 20 years, your children is settled, your relationships are happy, you have earned millions of rupees. Next what? When you reach those thoughts till the end and then add those now itself to align yourself, then the life will be much better and easier to handle it. Useful? Or is it too much? So many people will have diabetic, right? Everybody know that if we have diabetic, it is our pancreas not working well. Actually speaking, diabetic means producing bad glucose for more number of years. When you're producing bad glucose, going on producing that, the energy of the system, all the organs' energy will start coming down because the bad glucose is not accepted by the cell. When you take any medication for diabetic, the pancreas are forced to open up, or that medication, the pills will help the cell to absorb these waste or the bad glucose. Then what will happen? Going on suppressing or pushing the waste into the cells, all the organs' energy will start coming down, and the pills have the side effect which reaches the liver, and that energy also will come down. Usually a diabetic person, maybe after 10 years or 15 years, what is their problems? It is they reach to eye specialists, they reach to kidney specialists, or they reach to heart. Why? Because the starting is the root, is the way of eating, the way of living. Sometimes even with emotion we do, right? Not only with eating. Because the physicality of the body by eating is 20%. 40% what we disturb the energies with is psychology, that is emotions. Okay? If you don't want to reach for heart attacks, reach for eye specialists, reach for kidney disorders, it's what you have to work on is these areas of life. I had shared whoever were present in the third webinar, my mother-in-law came and spoke, right? Who all were present? Raise your hands. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Vivek. So my mother-in-law had a kidney disease. That is, she had lower energies in the kidney. So her creatinine level were raising. Her energies was going low. Before 2016, I had visited doctors, many doctors with her. All the doctors told that we can't do anything else. We have to, within a year, we will have to start the dialysis. She had been given steroids too. So I asked the doctor, instead of steroids, you let us know what other food or anything we can do so that she can help herself with. But there was no answer. They asked me whether, are you financially okay or do you want any support? I told financially we are fine, but we are not interested to give steroids to her. But they didn't have any answer. What happened after that was my husband came and told me that if my mother would have to go to dialysis, I would give my kidney and do a kidney transplantation for her. And please don't come in between. So I told him, it's okay, because I respect elders. If they want something, if we have something, let us give it. But within few days, we came across this AccuTouch. And when my senior told us that to leave all the medications, she came and told me that, what shall I do? So I told her, don't tell anybody at home right now. Give away all the medications. If it is for 3 months, nothing will happen to you, right? It will take some time. Let's see what will happen. Take the treatment and leave the medications and let's see. Then when the time came for us to get the reports, we told the people at home that she has not taken medications for these maybe 2 months or so. Then when the reports came, her creatinine level had not dropped down or increased, and no other major differences had happened in her reports. And there was an element which urination had lot of waste which was going on. So what will happen? The report shows that it is higher. I didn't understand that. So what I did, I called the senior and asked her, everything is fine, but this is showing elimination of more. So how does it affect the system? So she told, see, kidneys, when it has to repair, it has to send all the waste out of the system. So this is an elimination process which is happening. The urination is the way to go out all the bad glucose. So it's going on well. So I told everybody that it's okay, she'll be fine in few days. From 2016 till the 6 years, she's not been under any medications and she's living. If at all we had gone for dialysis, think of our situation or her situation. She would be suffering, we would be suffering. If she wouldn't have showed that courage to leave all the medications, instead of me studying so much, understanding and helping people share my knowledge and serve with disease reversal or anything, I would have been serving my mother-in-law and my husband. I don't know what would have happened. So let's become more courageous. Come out of the fear of death. Death doesn't come like this. It takes time. It is not easy to die. When the time comes, you cannot stop it. And the body, when it's not taken care of, it leaves. The soul has to take the new body. That's it. Nothing else happens. So understand and learn. Go deeper into your emotions. Write them down. When people are taking the treatment, I understand which organ is affected, where is it the problem, which emotion I have to guide them with. For you all, I am sharing all this information so that you introspect yourself. Now, let's see emotions and food. Why diet must be taken according to our needs. There is a saying from our olden days, if we live according to how much we need, then everything will be in a balanced state. Let's take an example of a lion. Lion doesn't kill every day. It kills and preys only when it is needed, when it wants to have the diet. But are we following that? We are eating maybe 10 times a day. Sometimes when we are emotionally weak, we will just go and grab something and eat. Even when we are not hungry, we will eat. So are we helping the nature to be in balanced state? No, right? So let us learn from animals and become the king of ourselves. Lion is a king because of that nature. Otherwise, we will become fox, wanting more and more and more for ourselves, disturbing our body and emotions and hurting ourselves, struggling to take it out, helping ourselves to heal again, changing everything, right? So in this therapy or in this learning from yesterday, whatever you understood, through this, you will be eating only as much as it's required to you. You're actually stepping into the need of the nature. You're progressing into your spiritual life too. When you've mastered the way of eating as much as it's needed, you'll be mastering in all areas of your life. You'll be using anything as much as it's needed. You'll be drinking as much as it's needed. You'll be exploring or any materials as much as it's needed. Then what will happen? A balance will happen in the nature. And when we are eating in that way, the emotions will be in a balanced state. That's why in spirituality, they recommend sattvic ahar. Because when you're eating those foods which helps us to desire less, which helps us to keep calmer, which helps us to be egoless, those are the foods which is sattvic. But if you eat in this way, you can eat even tamasic or even rajasic foods. In the 6 years, I have not stopped eating onion, garlic, or anything. I have been eating everything, but I use as much as it's needed. Whenever I have crossed the line, because I didn't had any people to push or hold or guide me. I had to guide people around me. See, you're not hungry. See, maybe you can skip the meal. But for me, I had to take that initiative by myself. And whenever I broke it, I have damaged my system. Because I can percept, I know where all the damages happens. Like me, no person should damage themselves is what why am I doing what am I doing? That's why I wanted to become a coach and help people, push them to achieve it so that they can see master in those 3 months or 6 months and help themselves to live their life as much as it's needed. Because when you eat as much as it's needed, you'll be emotionally calm, energetic, you'll have patience, you'll have consciousness, because you'll be mastering the art of eating consciously. how emotions bridge between energy and body. Do you all know there are 3 ways to live? Let me stop the screen share. The 3 ways to live are: we can live as a yogi, or as a bhogi, or as a rogi. Can you type into the chat box, what are the 3 ways to live? Yogi, bhogi, and rogi. Now type into the chat box, there are only 2 ways to die. So what are those in these 3? Linda is smiling.
2 ways to
Die.
die.
Yeah. Reena, it is not bhogi and rogi. It is yogi and rogi. Shailaja too. Yes, it's yogi or rogi. Why you cannot die as bhogi is, when you are bhogi, you will be dying as a rogi. Only when you master to use as much as it's needed, then you will become yogi. If you don't master, then you will die as rogi. So from today, what will you choose to? We all should progress towards becoming yogi. Yogi is not a sannyasi. Yogi means to live our lives. To live our lives as a yogi will make us live happily, blissfully, because we will be using as much as it's needed. So from today, what is the step forward for all of you? What do you all want to become?
Yogi.
Wow, Vivek, will you progress towards it?
Yes.
Thank you so much. My purpose of this 3 days is served. Thank you, Sunita. Thank you. Vianis, I think Nishita. Thank you, Shailaja. So, are you all ready to become yogis? Use as much as food needed. When you come out of your emotions, that is expectations, when you start using as much as needed, will come out of the expectations too. Each and every part of your area, you just see, how much do I need? What do I need? There is a lot of things in astrology too, they tell. When we get Sate, what do you call in Hindi? In Kannada, they call Eelraj Shani. In Telugu, I think. Yeah. Sade Sat. Yeah. Sade Sat. What happens in Sade Sat is, whatever we've accumulated in Sade Sat, it releases from us. If you want to come out of Sade Sat, what do we have to do? When we take up the initiative to become yogi now, then Sade Sat will be good for us. Because there is nothing to go out. There is more to come in. Because Shani is a peacemaker. He's slow and steady. He's soft. He loves good karmas. How will you relate Shani in your life? All the servants, whom we will be having, whether at home or office or anywhere else, when we take care of them, give respect to them, emotionally connect with them, understand their needs, and help them with their needs, then you will be serving the Shani. So from today, anytime, if you see a good quality of your servants, go ahead and appreciate them for that. Give them that good emotion. Help them. When we are doing charities and not helping our servants, then what is the use of that? So focus on the people around and cater to the needs of people around. When we cater to the people around, then we will be able to cater to the world. Useful? Thank you. So let
Your
us.
last point really connected a lot, Deepta. Thank you so much. When we can't cater to the people around, yeah, we can't help others who are not part of our lives. It's very true.
Thank you, Deepa. Thank you for acknowledging it. So help yourself and people around you from today. If at all you all start this, then my purpose of these 3 days course is fulfilled. So the next is, let's move on to the next. Do you have any questions still here? Raise your hands if you have. Shall we move to the next topic? It's a heavier subject today.
Can we have a break, Deepta?
Yeah, absolutely.
10 minutes or 5 minutes?
Sure. We can have. So it's 10:20. We shall resume back at 10:30. Is it okay? Yeah, go ahead. Take a break.
Please come on to your cameras. Vivek, Reena, Linda.
Are you all ready or do you need some more time? Thank you, Reena. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Shanti. Others?
Okay,
Yes.
let's do some stretches. Okay, please stand up. Hold your hands on your hip region and rotate. Right side. Slowly. If you do, you can even increase your awareness. Now towards your left. Stop, come to the center. Then join your legs, join your hand and stretch your hands on the top. This is called Tadasana. Close your eyes. Bring your concentration on your breath. This asana helps you to increase your focus, increase your concentration. Your body will be as straight as a stick. Initially, if you have to start, you can even take the wall support so that your body is at 90 degrees. Slowly release. Take a deep breathe in and exhale. Thank you. Hope you all liked the activity.
Thank you so much, Ramya. It was nice stretch.
And,
Declutter for the information or more thoughts about emotions. Usually you may get into a little bit of confusions with this information, what I shared in the morning, because when we came to know about these informations in our diploma, it took us a while to understand these and progress towards balancing them out by ourselves. The therapy helps people to balance, but we cannot make people always be dependent on the therapy, right? We should help people to become doctors of themselves. If I have to help people become that, I wanted to help them understand where all the creation of disease happens. So today, whatever I am trying to teach you is my 6 years of experience, understanding in different areas of life, so that it becomes easy for you to become doctors of yourselves as soon as possible. Thank you so much for being with me to understand about yourself. Give you all lots of love, each and everybody. Thank you. Please show last slide. Yes, Rita ji. Which slide you want, Rita ji? This one? I'm not able to hear you.
no, I think it's the next one, Deepta.
This one?
Rita ji, oh, yeah.
You can take a screenshot if you want. Food plus need is equal to yogi. When you're mastering the skill in yogi, you will be mastering the skill of your body, the physicality aspect. When you're mastering that, you'll put all your emotions and willpower and work upon that. When you're working upon that, you'll start becoming the yogi in all other aspects of your life. So the next topic is thoughts. Rewire your thoughts. One example, what we did in the morning when Linda shared, is of this aspect itself. The negative thoughts, then we'll have to observe our thoughts, then analyze the thoughts, then create the positive thoughts and practice it day in and day out for us to rewire our thoughts. Do you want to take a screenshot? You just take it so that I'm going to exit the screen and speak to you all. Done? So morning, yeah, Linda, go ahead.
So Deepta, my question is regarding this slide only. So negative thoughts, I observe it, I analyze it, and I find many clients also, they are continuously in that analysis paralysis. So after analyzing what to do, where to go, there's no answer coming for them.
I'm going to speak on that slide now. Yeah. So this is the most important aspect, because this is life, right? So introspecting, then we have to create the positive thoughts, because the consciousness is present. We are aware what we have absorbed the knowledge today, but our subconscious mind doesn't have this knowledge. So tomorrow, as soon as you get up, what will happen? Today, tomorrow, you are in these sessions, so you will remember, you will follow. But later on, if you are not in the session, after 1 or 2 days, what will you do? Because the subconscious mind will take you back to the way you were living. So how to master it? You have to create the positive thoughts, what you want, so that you practice it few days, keep telling yourself, and then your rewiring happens in your subconscious mind. The vasanas, what we call, the memories, what from our past lives or from our childhoods, what we are carrying with. So when you rewire, how will you rewire? For example, let us take this diet part itself. Now you know how to eat. You should eat consciously. You should not eat when you are not hungry. Everything you have known. But if you are not in this group of community, what will happen in after another 3 days? Because we are in a rat race, we are figuring out many things. We want to solve many problems in our home. We have career issues. We have money, financial, and many things. What will happen is you'll forget this. So what you have to do, you have to write down positive affirmations on these. I am eating when I'm hungry. I am eating fruits first, giving a gap of half an hour. I am relishing the food and eating. I'll eat only what I love to eat. Like these, you have to write down whatever you have taken the notes, right? Notes will not serve. These affirmations, you have to write it down, create them, and tell them every night and in the morning. Why night? Because you're sending the message to your subconscious mind to rewire. And morning, why are you telling? You're setting the intention for that day, that you're going to follow this. Got that? In the same way, when we have an expectation, when we have gone through a problem, let me share one example of mine here, because everybody would not be still open. Slowly progress towards being open to all your problems in life. Fine. One day, what happened is, today, whatever I buy organic. So you all know that if we purchase organic, it is maybe 10-15 rupees, or few things is more costlier. I love chicky. You all love? Do you all love chickies? Yeah, many of them who like sweets are giving the thumbs up, having a smile. So I had ordered for chickies, and those were priced maybe 20 rupees extra than the normal ones. And I kept it to relish myself whenever I feel like having sweets. What happened? My mother-in-law, she is like loves to give people, whoever come in or whatever does. I like that. I tell her I appreciate that, and I always think that I also should become like that. But that day when she had given away, The chicky is what I kept for myself. I felt bad within. This lady will give everything. Mera expenses she doesn't understand. This is more costlier, she doesn't know. I think I have to sit and explain her not to give these to anybody. If you want to give these. All these thoughts went into my mind. It was maybe a few months back. I've studied, understood, learned. I'm helping people to transform, but still I was disturbed. Then I sat and thought, how attached I am to this food. Should I have this attachment? Can't I buy? Don't I have money? God has given me everything. Another 2 pieces, how much it would cost? Another 50 rupees or 60 rupees? Why are you creating these thoughts which is not needed? You love her good quality and you want to learn how to serve people by seeing her. And is this the way? If you're not able to support your mother-in-law to give this 50 rupees stuff, how are you serving people? What is your service valued for? I introspected myself. Then what did I create? I created the thoughts. What were the thoughts? I told myself that tomorrow, if my mother-in-law wants to give away even my jewels or gold to somebody who is in need of that, or she feels that she wants to give it, not hers. Remember, I created the thoughts with mine because it should not be thought as mine. I wanted to go above that. So I created that tomorrow if she has to come and tell me that I wanted to give this, I should be okay with it. I should not be attached to anything. I should use it when it is required. It's okay if I use hers or mine or anybody else's which is in and around me. I'm ready to share. I created all these thoughts, repeated it several times, went on repeating it. Then I came to a state where whatever she gives at home, it should not matter to me. This is an example. So you have to create like these thoughts wherever you are attached, wherever you are fearing. For example, where do we fear? Let's take an example of COVID. Everybody were fearing for death because many people are dying. Why are they dying? Even there are so many people. Initially, when my co-sister, I told her about these are just an elimination. She was not able to understand and she was still fearing because there was a lot of hangama going on, right? So when she told me that that person was living in healthy diet, but still died, I asked her, what was his emotions? Because seeing so many news and hearing so many deaths, what will his emotion be? He'll be fearing for his death. The emotion, last slide we saw, right? It just drops down all the energies in our system. That's the reason many people got into heart attacks, because when there is no energy, the heart slowly stops the function. Okay. So what are the thoughts we have to create? Or if at all, we would have created. When we know the knowledge, then it becomes easy to create, right? Because today you all know that acute diseases are friends. You will be able to create those thoughts. Tomorrow, if something, another disease pops up with, don't you think that pharma industry will get one more? There was chikungunya, then dengue, then even in middle, I think AIDS were there, then COVID. For dengue, they brought in platelets. Anytime you have a fever and you go low in energy because your system is healing you, there will be a lower platelets in your system. As soon as you complete the process, it will come back to normal. But what happens? There is a fear, and you will have to go take into the process, go into that procedure and come out of them. Sometimes you will be fine, sometimes you will not be fine. Just a minute, Linda. So it's important for us to know our anatomy. How does it function? What is happening with emotion? What is happening with food? Where are the blockages? How does it come out? How does it relieve? When do we need medications? When do we not need medications? Then we will not go into fear. We will know which thoughts to create. Tomorrow, if some other disease comes, don't fear. Just see what is that doing to me. Because we are doing many mistakes in our life. We are having a lot of thoughts still. We have not mastered it. We are eating in not the system, in the way our system needs. Because of which, what will happen? You will get into more eliminations. When we are getting into more elimination, we are suppressing it tries to, because we are doing many things. Today, I'm seeing people are doing marathons, diets, and following many things which helps the system. But as soon as the system is started helping them, they don't know that. They suppress again and go into troubles, more and more troubles, and lower their immunities. When they have the lower immunities and then these diseases names comes up, what will happen? A fear comes in, then your body shuts down. So from today, learn to create the thoughts, all the knowledge, whatever you have understood, introspect them, experience them, know what it does to you, understand your anatomy, understand the God's creation, understand nature is with us each and every moment. It is supporting us. Even when you are about to die and you get a cut in your hand, it starts healing. That's the gift from nature to the human or humanity or any life on the planet. It always helps us to balance our energies and to increase our vitality and to help us use this body or life to the fullest. Type into the chat box. If tomorrow another disease like COVID comes in, what are you going to do? It would start with fever, cold, cough. Even dengue is a fever. Chikungunya is a fever. Fever helps you to burn all the waste. It takes out or heals. Like a metal, when it has to change its shape, we need the heat. We need the temperature. In the same way, if some cells has to be created, if something has to be done in the system, it needs the temperature. Even when we cook something and the vessel is stuffed with waste, and when you are scrapping it and it's not going, we use the hot water. In the same way, our system needs that extra temperature to burn the waste or to heal. From today, will you fear for fever, or will you understand more about these topics and help yourself and your family to live peacefully, disease-free? Simply accept and allow our body to heal, accept the symptoms my body can handle. You had mentioned about vaccination not needed yesterday. Please give right understanding, not to create panic. Keep thoughts positive and allow the system to heal it automatically. Tomorrow I'll be explaining you each and every area, like you have fever, you have any cold or cough, what will happen to you, what are the diets, what you have to take, or how support you have to give. When you're doing that, you will be out of it. Many of my beneficiaries or the clients, when this COVID happened, they all didn't take medications. They all called me and told me sometimes they would get tested, but they would not take the medications. They called me and asked me what should I follow. When I explained and did, within 1 or 2 days, they were fine. Not to fear. Yes, Nishita. So platelets infusion not needed, is it? Yes, Rita ji. Accepting the situation and heal it positively. Yes. Ramya, when are we going to speak about vaccination? Tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow we have about tests, vaccinations, infection theory. Yes.
So we will speak about those. Today, I wanted to touch upon more on emotions and thoughts.
Emotions and thoughts.
Our hands. Yesterday, it was diet, which is in our hands, emotions, which is in our hands. We have to little bit work upon them. The diet, we have to work upon them, not the ingredients. It's not the ingredients or not the calories or not the nutrition or not the mg or vitamins or that which we have to focus on. We have to focus on the roots, which is the way of eating. The emotions, which is the way of we are thinking, the way we are producing the thoughts. When we become more positive, we will create what we want. There is 5 stages, right? Let me start with 4. That is, we have Shudra. It is not the caste. It is the way we think and the way we act. Then it is Vaishya. It's the way a Vaishya mind does the business. He wants whatever he gives, he wants something back. All those people who want something back are those called as Vaishya. It's not the casteism. It's the way we lead our life. We do our karmas. Then it is Kshatriya. Kshatriya is, he wants to give, but he wants to order it too. He wants to hold all the responsibilities or decisions to himself and to lead people to the right path. Give everybody. But the last one is Brahmana. Whom do we call as Brahmana? Brahmana is the one who has knowledge. When we become learned and become knowledgeable, then we will be peaceful, we will be calmer, and we will be using as much as it's needed. So from today, start becoming a Brahmana, not as a caste. Give love, share, don't expect. Give. If you want to give some gifts, don't expect a return. Give. Lakshmi stays with you when you don't hold on to it. When you open your hands and give, Lakshmi comes to you because you are progressing towards giving, not expecting a return. When you're expecting a return, still you are in Vaishya.
Shudra is what?
Shudra is a servant. You're thinking that where I can go and give my work or help, and expecting the person to pay the salary or pay him well, where I can go and serve. And having lot of negative thoughts, having thoughts like that person is not good enough, this person is not doing as per my necessity. All those also comes under Shudra. In Vaishya, there is no negative thoughts, but they have expectation. Maybe, for example, I am doing this for this person. I'm giving this gift for this person, but they are not giving in return anything. Expecting the return. Then it is known as Vaishya. Then comes Kshatriya. Then it is Brahmana. Brahmana is where all are known Shankaracharya or Ramakrishna Paramahamsa or Vivekananda. Everybody reached. That's why Shankaracharya told, Aham Brahmasmi. When we reach that state, we will become the Brahma. Well, who is Brahma? Brahma creates the world. So what can you do? When you reach that state, whatever you create, it starts happening. That's where the free will be in your hands. Everybody can reach that state, is why all these people are trying to tell us. It's only that we should progress towards it. Is it difficult? Today, I can tell you that it is not difficult, because in 3-4 years, the amount of knowledge I accumulated, I didn't think of money. I kept on enrolling to courses and courses. Whatever I had doubts, I started searching. Whichever popped, I went into that. I learned astrology. I learned traditional AcuTouch. I wanted to study more because I was not knowing much of anatomy and percept. So I did my BSc in that. Then I read many books. Then for coaching, I enrolled for many courses through Success Gyan. The first course was through Rohini Mudra, where I wanted to become a speaker, trainer, and coach, listening to Sadhguru, listening to Sandeep Maheshwari, listening to BK Shivani. I thought, I have experienced a little bit more about body and I can help people to reverse their diseases. Why can't I become a speaker so that I can help people? So I enrolled to the course. I enrolled. I did the course. Then I enrolled to many Success Gyan coaches. I didn't stop myself in learning. I didn't think that do I have money. I thought that is an energy which creates or gives me more knowledge. If I had have kept money and told myself that I can learn by myself, I wouldn't have reached so fast. I wouldn't have experienced these knowledges so fast. So if we want to go farther, we should be able to open up, all in, give 100%, dedicate in the learnings, what all we want to have. So from today, whichever fields you feel that you have to work upon and achieve, then don't take a back step. You see something, you enroll, spend there so that you will master it. Hope it's useful. Thank you all. So, is these stories helpful for you all to understand how to come out of fear, how to come out of expectations, how to come out of sadness, how to not be egoistic? I think Linda wanted to ask a question. Do you want to go ahead with the question, Linda?
Yeah. So as you were just saying, how to come out of sadness, how to come out of, so there is a cycle of negative thoughts a person is stuck in. So just by saying I am happy, it may work for an enlightened person, but for a normal person, usually, the next question they ask is, so I'll tell a lie. If I don't feel also, I'll say like that. That's a question I get. So what is the convincing way? So someone who's having thyroid and I want to give them an affirmation. So which is the best way?
For example, for a thyroid, what will be the suppressing acts? They will not be happy with the way the life is going on with them.
Yeah.
Because of that, what they will be doing is they'll be eating more, or they'll be thinking more, worrying more. So what are the other organs which is going to affect, or what are the other elements which is going to affect? Is earth or stomach. So when the stomach is getting affected, what will they do? They keep on eating. So when they're eating, what will happen? The thyroid glands, what it usually does is, it spreads across the energy in all the system. Each organ would require certain energy. So it shares the energy. But when the gland is not working well, or it doesn't have that energy, what will happen is the sharing is not happening in the right way. The metabolic activity is not happening in the right way. So at that time, when you are eating more, because the enzymes will be released for the digestion process through the thyroid glands. So when that's not happening well, your digestion process also will not happen in a better way. Slowly, what happens? Your energy in the whole systems drops down. So for a thyroid person, what you can teach them, first step is to eat in the right way, so that they have a balanced emotion first. When they are peaceful, when they're eating in the right way, their emotions also will be in a better way. And then what is the next step? To create positive affirmations, you should know what is their problem first. And you should help them with a solution. So let me take an example here. When a client of mine came in, and I told them, because I tell them whenever today, if at all, each day when you are emotionally disturbed, message me. So when they message, when I get my time, I call them and ask them what happened. So she told, there something happened and I am not feeling good about it. I'm feeling like this is not my house. So that statement told me that, where is the problem? Then I asked, let me know the situation. Then she told me that last week, her mother-in-law told her that in a pot, there was a waste plant. So she had told her to take out that plant, and the other plant which had grown big, to chop that and put it in this pot. So my client had told her that within few days, the gardener will come and I'll make him do. The mother-in-law said, okay, she accepted. But after a few days, she was not able to hold that or see that plant or see that pot like that. So what she has done, she went ahead, she removed those plants, she chopped those and inserted in that pot. Because of this, my client had got disturbed because it was her ego that her mother-in-law had to follow her instruction. Whether a gardener does or a mother-in-law does, it should not disturb us, right? But she was disturbed. Then what has she done? She went and expressed it to her husband. So he told, please don't tell anything to mom, you just leave it. So this disturbed her whole day, her whole life, her thoughts, everything went ahead into the negative thoughts. Do you want to try, Linda? What would be the suggestion? What is the solution? Do you want to try?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You want to try? You want to tell?
I think, no, I want to know what you gave her.
No, you want to try? I'll tell what happened.
Okay.
You want to try?
Okay, I'll try.
Right.
So, as per what you have said, you have to create an affirmation, a positive way of thinking for this situation. So, I would say, I am okay with my mother-in-law taking telling that.
Are you all here?
No, your voice is breaking, Linda. We are not able to hear you.
Okay, I would say that there's an internet issue now at the moment.
We can hear.
Can you hear me still?
We can hear.
So I would say I'm okay with what has happened with my mother-in-law replanting the pot. I would just tell myself that and bring my emotions back to normal.
But what should be the suggestion? Okay, I will tell what was my suggestion and what happened. Okay. So I told her, we all are trying to do some other activity to keep our health well, right? So your mother-in-law is an old generation. They don't take help. They're ready to be active and do the pot by themselves. So you have to just accept, because if they are active and they have done some work, it is good for their body too. They have done some activity. If she is doing some activities at home, and if you are allowing her to do the way she wants to do it, you'll be emotionally good. You are learning that emotion should be taken care, physical activity, movement should be there. So she did the same thing, right? So if she takes care of herself, going forward, you will not need to serve her. You can be taking care of yourself. Today you are learning, you're focusing on yourself, you're coming here, you're doing many activities and progressing. In the same way, she will be healthy and happy till her last breath if she is doing these activities. If your ego is hurt, now let's see you. Because she did it and you wanted it in a certain way, what you can do? Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, the Mali comes and you will get it done as you wish. Your mother-in-law will not tell anything, right? When you are repotting everything. So both the things are fulfilled. In between, if she is doing something, what's the trouble? Why are you expecting her to be the way you want it? That is your ego. So make your ego calm down and see the situation as it is. When I explained all this, she started feeling better. And I told her that her husband didn't support you because The emotion should not be disturbed in that age. And your ego was speaking here. That's why your husband didn't support you. He always supports you. That's why he has kept a Mali. Whatever you want, he has given you. He even wants something what his mother needs, that also should be taken care of. Now do you feel what your mother-in-law did is wrong or your husband did is wrong? You don't know. Then after some time, he messaged me. Now I'm fine.
Great.
So whenever we are helping as a coach, we should know each and every emotion when they get into. Because the emotions disturb the energy and imbalances and goes into the disturbance or a suffering will happen because it has to cleanse and reverse back the blockages. Was this story helpful? Thank you.
I have 2 more questions, but I'll ask at the end whenever you are through. They are related, but I'll ask later.
Sure. I think we will address it tomorrow.
Okay.
As today I have a summit. Now, Ramya will be explaining you about what is AcuTouch therapy, what is the meridians, and how is it connected, and how is the anatomy related to the energy. Body, psychology we saw, now body and energy we will see. Okay? Are you all ready? Yes. Over to you, Ramya. Thank you all. I'll address all your questions tomorrow. If
Thank you, Deepta.
you can type into the chat box or in Body's automation, we will address them. Okay. Fine.
All the best. Let's wish Deepta all the best for her summit.
Thank you all. Bye for today.
Bye.
Ramya, you will have to start the recording.
Yes.